Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. You're here for Newsroom. I'm your host, Ahmad, and we're going to discuss the expatriation of the illegally present refugees from Pakistan. If we look at the current numbers, 414,452 illegal Afghans. I mean, that is plus all the other illegally present foreigners have repatriated to their respective countries. Only the undocumented immigrants are being repatriated. This has been stated by the caretaker Prime Minister. To discuss more on this, we've been joined by Brigadier retired Masud Ahmad Khan. He's a defense analyst. Sir, thank you very much to have joined us.
Yeah.
When you look at the whole process of the expatriation of the illegally present foreigners, which includes a huge number of Afghans as well, how do you see the process coming along?
The process probably the date which was fixed, so that was on 31st October, and it started on 1st November accordingly. And I think it is 25% they have gone back. As per the EU Asylum Agency, they said it was there around 1.7 million. But so far, as you said, for about 4,40,000 they have gone back to Afghanistan. And the process will take about 6 to 1 year at least.
Okay.
And I'm sure this is a wild guess of 1.7 million. There could be more than that, maybe the 2 million. But the process has started and the steps taken in the right direction. So therefore, probably it is a historic decision in the last 10 to 15 years by the government of Pakistan to deport those living illegally inside Pakistan. So this is the right of a sovereign state to take decision in the interest of its national security and for the protection of its citizens.
Sir, the Chief of the Army Staff on Thursday backed the interim government's decision to deport the illegal foreigners, and he said that they were seriously affecting Pakistan's security and economy. How much has our economy or our security been affected by these illegally present foreigners in Pakistan?
When we talk of smuggling basically, or the dollar mafia, those basically smuggle across the border, and this group is involved. And besides then there's a factor of Afghan transit trade. Then again, that is part of the smuggling which is being done, and that's why the crackdown was done. But most importantly, that was the security situation. Beside the economic impact on Pakistani society, the security situation was threatened because some of them, not all those living illegally inside Pakistan, they were facilitating basically those were here to carry out terrorist activities, and also providing them safe havens. That's one basic factors. And then beside that, they were also involved in street crimes, especially when we talk of city of Karachi, in the cases of extortion and then the kidnapping for ransom. So in major cities they were involved. So as I said, that 1.7 million, maybe 2 million, but still the process has started. Probably in the longer run, Pakistan will benefit with the deportation of these, but we are doing it with dignity and honor. There is not a single case reported where there have been harass or anything else, unless, despite the fact, but there are some groups still they are doing propaganda to malign the.
That is what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
There are various groups that have been trying to negate the government's genuine demand and the genuine move to repatriate the illegally present foreigners. And this was also said by the Chief of the Army Staff, who said that these people are being repatriated to their countries in a humane and dignified manner as per the established norms.
Yeah.
Then why the criticism? What is in store for all these groups who are trying to negate Pakistan's genuine efforts in this regard?
Basically, there are ulterior motives, and they are to malign. Basically, this is what our enemies, the hostile agency, they are trying to malign Pakistan of even other countries, talking of humanitarian issues, and then deporting. If we compare this deporting of these illegal immigrants, and if you compare them with the European, the situation which is emerging in European Union, the countries, those going from probably from Turkey, and they're trying to go to Europe, and what is happening to them. But Pakistan, this important thing to understand is that Pakistan is not signatory to 1951 Convention, 1967 Protocol for Refugees. So despite the fact we have accommodated, at a peak time, we had 5.5 million Afghans living in Pakistan. So now still there is about 4 million Afghans, 2.3 documented, and rest they are illegally, they are living in Pakistan.
All right, Brigadier Sahib, also I'd like to understand there are a lot of countries across the world for whom there have been Afghan nationals working during the course of these 20 years, and now they want them to safely repatriate to respective countries. I'd cite the example of the US and other countries as well. How is Pakistan working with these countries for the repatriation of those Afghans who those countries want to come to their own countries, respectively, irrespective of the West or the East? There are certain countries that want this to happen.
Probably United States and United Kingdom, they were responsible to take a certain number of Afghans from Pakistan and subsequently to their countries. And that's why the Assistant Secretary for Population, Migration and Refugees, Juliet Wells, was here in Pakistan to discuss this. Basically, those 25,000 Afghans who are migrated to Pakistan, and subsequently they have been promised they will be taken to United States. So basically, she was here to discuss that issue, to their subsequent repatriation and their migration to the United States. So a list has been reportedly provided to government of Pakistan not to deport those 25,000. Basically, those who worked with them in the last 20 years after 9/11 in different capacities. So Pakistan is basically facilitating, and Pakistan certainly will facilitate if they are interested to take them back to their countries.
Of course. Thousands of Afghans have returned home from the Torkham and Chaman borders. There was an issue between the border authorities in Afghanistan and Pakistan on the Torkham border, but that has recently been resolved as well. Do you feel that the Afghan government is now ready to take in all the illegally present Afghans to their country and then of course facilitate them?
Unfortunately, there is a reluctancy which we can see. They are not that forthcoming to welcome their nationals to Afghanistan. Instead, they are trying to create problems and issues at the crossing points. And we saw recently when they were not allowed to enter into Afghanistan with their luggage. So these are the factors. Probably, I think they should welcome, because these those we are being deported. They are basically skilled. They have got training in Pakistan in different skill training in different areas. So they can contribute for the reconstruction and subsequently for the rebuild of Afghanistan. So that's why I think they must be welcomed. They are basically actual Afghans.
Of course, and that is so true. Thank you so very much, Brigadier Masud Ahmad Khan, Sub-Defense Analyst, to have joined us. And of course, the process is going on in a very humane and a dignified manner.
Exactly.
And I hope it continues in the same vein in the next coming months as well, even once a new government is in power in the next coming months as well. But the whole maneuvering of this has been very well done and managed by our caretaker government. And of course, the fact remains that Pakistan is a sovereign country and will continue to remain sovereign, and it needs to protect its interests as well. Thank you very much, sir, to have joined us. This brings us to the end of today's news. We'll see you inshallah tomorrow with news segment stories pertaining to us, you and Pakistan. Allah Hafiz.